Hey, what's going on? We are back with another episode of the Financial Mirror. And it's been another week, and here we are. And I hope you're looking forward to this episode as much as I'm looking forward to delivering it. So, I want to first off take a moment and say Happy Memorial Day. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and remember and honor all those that have paid the ultimate price for everyone to live the life that they currently do today. And also say thank you to those that are currently serving or have served in our armed forces, because they continue to serve selflessly, even probably have lost some friends along the way. So once again, thank you, and just don't forget to remember Memorial Day for what it is, and that's that. So I've done many videos around how to get you out of debt. I've done videos about budgeting. I've done videos about interviews from home buying to stories about other people's finances. But today I really want to focus on you, really. I mean, just being honest, you. And we're almost to June 1st, and that'll be about the start of the 6th month, or about halfway through the year. It's the start of the 6th month of 2021. And this is a special time, right? Because we can look back and check in on the New Year's resolutions that you made. Yeah. Yep. So 80% of New Year's resolutions don't make it this far. They've already been abandoned months ago. Honestly, so that's statistically saying. I'm not saying you may still be on your resolution, and that's great. But 80%, there's 20% of you out there that still are living up your resolution. The other 80 are now looking at me like, can't believe you just called me out for that. But here it is. It's the truth. So I want this year to be different for you, though. I want 2021 to be the year that you put all the pieces together. You get everything headed in the direction that you always wanted. So here on this stream, I'm going to focus on keeping you informed with what you need to take your finances to a whole nother level. But this week is focusing specifically on giving you a little bit of a pep talk and showing you 3 areas that I want you to focus on and invest in yourself. I want to talk about things that are just all about you investing in yourself. And this is much more than you think. It's not just about, this like self-care thing. It's not just about, going to get, a relaxing day, like a massage or something like that. That's not the type of investing in yourself that I'm really looking at. I'm really looking at you actually physically putting forth the effort to invest in yourself to something that is going to pay off in the long run. Now, not saying a massage doesn't pay off. I'm just very, very good to relax every once in a while, but that's not what I'm focusing on right here. So when you're going through life, it's really easy to see that there's a lot going on, right? A lot going on in your life. I mean, it could be your spouse, it could be your kids, and all the things that the kids bring with them, and everything they're involved in. It could be your career, it could be your finances, it could be other hobbies, it could be all of these things, and all of these things can eat into a lot of your time. But when all this is going on, are you taking that moment to really look at yourself and say, at what point am I thinking about myself, right? And I know that sounds a little selfish in a way, but it's important. It's very important. And that's what this episode is going to go over. So 3 areas. I'm going to cover 3 areas that you can and you should begin to invest in yourself. So starting off, I wanted to hit on why you should invest in yourself, because investing in yourself can be as big or as small as you see fit, right? There's not this like one size fits all about taking it. It's more about taking like this like deliberate action that you can put something back into yourself. And that's it. Like, I mean, that's totally it. It's just taking a little bit and putting it back into yourself. So a lot of people get discouraged. I'm bringing that up because a lot of people get discouraged by the fact that, well, I can't take a full course load of college courses or whatever to gain a skill or improve my resume or whatever. But I have to ask, can you take one class, right? I don't have the money to take the course, but I mean, is there a book that you could read to gain the same knowledge, right? There's always something that you can do, and it doesn't have to be like this like grand ordeal. It doesn't have to be this like grand plan where you walk away with XYZ degree or you walk away with XYZ certification, or I mean, let's be honest, you don't have to walk away with anything. It may just be the knowledge that you gain from it, right? So the biggest reason I encourage people to invest in themselves is because there's this huge upswing in confidence that comes with it, right? Like that has nothing to do with something that you gain from it, whether it be a degree or certification or skill or anything. But there's just this, when you invest in yourself, there's this huge swing of confidence that comes with it. And that confidence might just be what you need to improve your career, earn more money, pursue the dreams you always wanted, and open up these like brand new doors of opportunity. So, that's a huge reason why you should invest in yourself is just the confidence alone that you get whenever you do it. Another reason that you should invest in yourself is because it really hones in on your mental focus. Remember, when you're mentally focused, everything gets easier. I want you to think about a time where like everything was just clicking, right? Like everything was just going in the right direction. Everything was working in your favor. Didn't it seem like like everything was just easier? Like it seemed like every problem you already had the solution to it. That's great. That's an amazing place to be, because that means when the unexpected happens, when things that you did not expect happens, you're able to be a little bit more resilient with it, right? You're able to bounce back a lot quicker. And this is all influenced by the fact that you're so mentally focused that nothing can stop you. And that's a great place to be. So finally, the last reason you should invest in yourself is because, being honest, no one else is going to invest in you. All right. Like, don't expect anyone else to invest in you, because you have to invest in yourself. This is your life. And the sooner you realize that you are living your life and you can't live your life for everyone else, you can't expect other people to hand out the things that you need to get you to where you want to be. You have to take care of yourself. Everything you have is, and technically everything you don't have is only for the fact that you haven't done what it takes to get it. And that doesn't mean you can't get it. That just means you haven't done it yet. So there's still a good chance that you can achieve everything you want to be, like whatever it is. Like, and this doesn't have to be like a millionaire, quote unquote. This could be you want to get some like some certification, or you want to be the first graduate in your family, or you want to be whatever, like fill in the blank. You don't have, and you have everything that you've worked to get, right? So if you haven't got there, it's only because you haven't done what it takes to get there just yet. But that doesn't mean you can't. Just keep working for it. And once again, if you follow these 3 areas that I'm going to go over right here shortly, you'll be on your way to knocking those out. So investing in yourself keeps you constantly improving and becoming the best version of yourself that you could have ever imagined. So I'm going to go over, like I said, 3 ways you can invest in yourself. This is in no way a list that is all inclusive. The part I want you to get away from this is that you have to remember that this is all about you. This should be all the things you're doing to improve you, and you kind of have to be a little selfish with them when thinking about it. Not the facts and the acts of doing it, but just when you're thinking about it, because you have to know that that's you time. Like, this is your me time, right? One caveat or disclaimer here, and I want to throw this out because I think it's very important, is the simple fact that you've got to inform when you're looking at this and you're going through this investing in myself, like what can I do to invest in myself? You've got to tell the people that you love. You have to tell all of your loved ones what your intentions are, so that they know that you are doing this for XYZ reason. This is what's the time that you want to put aside so that you can achieve, your goals and desires. And this will, let you know and let them know not to bother you during these times. Like, there's nothing worse than to be putting forth that time, that deliberate time, to all of a sudden just to be asked to do other things, right? Whether it be from your kids or from your spouse, from your parents, or from your job, or from anybody to intervene on that time that you've set aside, because it can start to make it feel like you can't invest in yourself because everyone else won't let you, right? So that's my disclaimer. Just simply have that conversation, let everyone know that what you're doing, why you're doing it, and all of your loved ones will support you. Just let them know what you're doing. It just clears the air on that. So what are the 3 ways? So number 1, the first area we're going to focus on is personally, and this one is not as straightforward as the next 2, but nevertheless, it's very, very important. I want you to look at this as this like general goal, right? This could be a personal or a career goal. It could be a passion that you have. It could be a hobby or an interest. It could be a side hustle. It could be a new skill that you want to gain. It could be something you've always wanted to do, just completing something you always wanted to do. And that's the first thing. This like personal you, like this personal area, anything that you want to do. And I'm going to give you some examples, but I'm sure that y'all remember a saying about prepositions, right? Prepositions are anything a squirrel can do to a tree. A squirrel can go around a tree, behind a tree, below a tree, in a tree, onto a tree. You know what I mean? Maybe that was just me. I went to a public high school in Alabama, so I don't know what they teach everywhere, but that's what they taught me. Something about a squirrel in a tree. So I don't know. There might be. You can leave in the comment section if you were taught prepositions some other way, but that was the way I was taught. So that's how I want you. That same preposition, anything a squirrel can do to a tree. I want you to realize that anything that you can do to better your personal self, like I said, career, passions, interests, hobbies, side hustles, gaining new skills, all of those things that can help you grow. That's what falls into this area of self-investment, okay? So think of this type of investment in the same regard as this is anything you can do to for your personal self. This could be that you want to go learn how to play golf. This could be that you want to learn how to play guitar. This could be that you want to learn how to type 100 words a minute. This could be that you want to start a side business. This could be that you want to volunteer somewhere, anywhere. This could be, like I said, this could be that you want to declutter your home, complete something that you've always wanted to do. But I know, declutter my home. That's work. I thought we're doing self investment. I thought that we get manicures and spa days. Like this is nuts. No, I'm telling you. Think of how rewarding it would be if your house was just cluttered all the time and you feel like you're overwhelmed with things. If you were able to just declutter your home, you were able to complete something you always wanted to do. That's investing in yourself, in your personal self, because now you have a decluttered home that you can live out of and you can feel a little less burdened on. You see what I'm saying? Like this goes anywhere. This can be anything for your personal self. Okay. And that's the first category you've got to focus on investing in is your personal self. All right. The second one. This area is the physical area. So studies show that people that exercise regularly, and regular in this sense means 3 times a week. 3 times a week, if you or you exercise regularly, you have a 6 to 10% higher income than those that don't. Isn't that nuts? Like you're just paid to exercise. Not really, but that should be enough to get you started on this like wonderful regular exercise regime. I mean, what else do you need? You get paid more if you exercise. But why is that? There's tons of links between how physical health leads to a better mental and financial health. More energy, better productivity, reduced stress, like all of these things come from that increased regular exercise. So you can see this is a very important category to invest in yourself, but what causes that strong link? Well, I looked it up. A few things actually. People who are willing to exercise regularly, they have shown that they have more discipline in their life. So think about it. Where does discipline fall into all this? Like I thought we were investing in ourselves. Well, we are. We are going to exercise regularly because of the fact that the ability to create and maintain an exercise regime in your busy life. Think about it. Discipline of allotting time to do it, right? Discipline of juggling all of your family and career responsibilities while still being able to exercise. Discipline of motivating yourself to stay on the routine even when you're a little tired, right? So that's pure discipline, right? And that discipline is what helps drive you to in this case a higher income, 6 to 10% higher income, which is a pretty good amount of money. So it's being able to invest in yourself physically is something you have to do regularly. Like that has to be something you do regularly. In this case, 3 times a week. So how can you exercise regularly? Well, I've because this is such a hot topic, I decided to break it down. For starters, you don't need a gym. I know it. Total mind blown. COVID does not keep you from investing in your physical well-being. Totally mind blown. I know. What can you do? You can go for a walk, a run, a bike, a hike, a swim, any of those things. You can pick up some dumbbells or kettlebells or resistant bands at a local store and start to do some home workouts. You could do body weight workouts. You could take your dog for a walk. You can do a yoga workout. And for yoga and those other at-home workouts, YouTube is full of inspiring content creators that have developed these great workouts to motivate and show you things that you can do. You don't have to be the subject matter expert in creating home workouts. There's tons of content creators out there that are waiting for you to watch their content. So you can see it's not that hard. It's not as hard as it seems. Just pick up one of those things you enjoy to do and go do it. That's you investing in yourself physically. And to end this, I want to leave you with a quick trick to ensure that you stay regular. And I call it 10 to quit. Okay. 10 to quit. Just remember 10 to quit, and it will help motivate you to stay regular when it comes to exercises. So on days that you just don't want to do it, that walking into the house, kicking off your work clothes, and just putting on something comfortable and laying down with your glass of wine or whatever. I'm trying to be as luxurious and relaxing as I can be. I want you to remember 10 to quit when you feel like that. I want you to say, on those days, I'm going to put on my clothes, my exercise attire, and I'm going to begin my workout, telling myself I'm going to do 10 minutes and quit, right? 10 to quit. So 10 to quit. That's all it is. 10 minutes from the time I start to the time I'm quitting. What happens in that 10 minutes? Well, a couple things. You may just stop after 10 minutes. But I mean, let's be honest, 10 minutes was better than nothing, right? Like you were going to do nothing. You were going to pick up a glass of wine, kick off your clothes and lay down on the couch and listen to some very relaxing music or watch your favorite sitcom or whatever. But you didn't. You did 10 minutes first and then you may go do that. I don't know. But there is a chance that maybe you get started with your 10 minutes and then all of a sudden you realize, wow, this feels really invigorating. Like this is really good. And then you keep going, and then you do it for the whole 30 minutes that you had planned anyways. Remember, 10 to quit. Give yourself that. Three times a week, you should be regularly doing 30 or so minutes of exercise. So on the days that are hard, remember 10 to quit. And I'm telling you, it'll make it a whole lot easier. Just get started. Number 3. So we've talked about the personal investment. We've talked about the physical investment, and now you know what's coming next, the mental investment. The last place you have to invest into yourself is mentally. This is an area that many forget, but the good part is that this is the one that will help drive a lot of your personal investments. So all of those things we were talking about at the beginning, all of the learning a new skill, getting a new hobby, starting a side business, like all of those things come from what you're able to gain and gather out of this mental investment. And the other thing that it does is it keeps your brain sharp. You've got to constantly and consciously keep your brain sharp. I was reading a paper as I was looking more into this mental aspect. I was reading this paper from Harvard Health, and it showed that memory loss and things like Alzheimer's and things of that nature are not like this normal part of aging. Like it's not like that's not the normal thing that happens with age. It's actually a change in the structure and function of your brain. So knowing that, the great part is you can continue to keep your brain sharp by continuing to learn. And while your brain isn't technically a muscle by definition, it is something that you can continue to train and challenge, just like you do your biceps and your quads. Like you have to continue to build that piece of your body as well. And it comes through challenging your brain to continue to think, to continue to problem solve, to continue to learn. You've got to stay on top of that, and that can help with brain health. Most importantly, that helps with mental health. So how can you invest in yourself mentally? Well, pretty easily. You can take a course that will make you more qualified for your career. You could read a book. You could write a book. I don't know, somebody out there might be a writer that wants to write a book. Go do it. Study for a new industry certification. Learn a new hobby by reading all you can about it before you go and just dive right in. Just learn about that hobby. Or try something you know nothing about. I mean, like if I knew nothing about like gardening or something, like maybe I just want to go read about gardening and I want to start a garden. Like just go find something that you know absolutely nothing about and start reading about it and just learn. But take every moment as a learning opportunity and not as a waste of time. But you have to invest in yourself mentally, because that's the one place that'll pay off. There's so much you can do, but you've got to take the time, invest in your mind, because I mean, let's be honest, you use it every day. It's the one thing in your body you use every day, whether you consciously or subconsciously are using it, it's being utilized. So your mind is something you've got to keep sharp. All right, so we went through these, and you're probably like, dude, I listened to you so I could be rich. You're the financial mirror. Like the only thing you said about money was if I exercise, I'm more likely to make more money. Like that's like I just wasted my time. Well, no. I mean, you're right. That is the only specific thing I said related to the money. But think about it. If you gain a new certification, couldn't that just technically line up with like this promotion for your career? Well, yeah. If you learned a new skill, could you turn that into a side business that brings in additional cash flow? Well, of course. If you write a book, could you publish it and distribute that for residual income in the future? Well, yeah. If you took an online course to improve yourself, could this lead to more income? Yes. Finally, if you invested into all these three areas of your life, physically, mentally, and personally, don't you think that you could gain the confidence to develop new ways to grow your cash flow for life? Well, most definitely. So that's where I want us to be. I talked about this because I want you to always be thinking of how you can better yourself, because to be where you want to be in life is going to take action by you. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just being honest with you. I don't care if you grew up in an affluent family. I don't care if you were given everything or you were given nothing. I don't care. Like, all of those things are, just being honest, are excuses for why you're not where you're at or where you want to be. You are where you're at. You're not where you want to be for all of these reasons that you come up with. We hear about stories of people doing these very inspiring things, right? But what if we all took that same inspiration, that same piece where we're like, I'm not going to let anything hold me back from getting where I want to be. I'm going to do the things. I'm going to take conscious steps to get to where I want to be. Think about where you could be now. Think about where you could be today if you would have started that a year ago. So if you think about that right now, if you think about that's just mind blowing to me. Like, if I think about what I could have been doing last year and how it would have paid off today, that lets me know that I can start today, and then next year I can be that much further. Because in my brain, if I'm thinking about things I could have done a year ago to be better than I am today, right? I can do the same for next year. So I can ask myself that question, and there's always something. There's always going to be something. But you've got to be conscious in knowing that you're the only person that can change your life. You can't rely on others. You can't rely on governments. You can't rely on certain people to give you things or give you opportunities. You have to go out and find those and make those happen. So if you were able to take away something today, as I talk to you about investing into yourself, I know that there's one thing that I can confidently say is that if you will take the time to invest in those three areas, personally, physically, and mentally, it will truly change your life forever. So as always, if you enjoyed the stream, if you really, took something away from this, that you have friends, that you have family, that you have coworkers that could utilize this information, please share it. Go share it with 2 people today. The streams are live on Facebook and YouTube every Sunday at 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. That is currently 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And go share it. Go share this with friends and family and coworkers. They can use the encouragement to invest in themselves. The biggest thing about this is that it's easy to get caught up in this whole rat race of moving through life. Everything's happening. Nothing's really slow. You have demands from your family. You have demands from your work. You have demands from everything around you, right? And just taking a moment to invest in yourself, it goes a truly, truly, truly long ways in your overall happiness, and reducing that stress and ensuring that you get to where you want to be in life. So with that, I want to first off thank you for tuning in, for all those that are tuning in live today. The podcast, so this goes out as a podcast. All of my weekly streams go out as a podcast on Tuesdays. So if you ever miss the live episode, feel free to tune in on Tuesdays, where you can catch the same message. We just get that out in an audio format so that people can easily be able to listen to that on the go. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and until next week, peace. I'll see y'all then.